afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of the MSME Masterclass. Today, we have the privilege of welcoming a truly visionary leader, Mr. Rajiv Sethi, Chairman of Gemini Group of Companies. Mr. Sethi is the first-generation entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience across high-performance industrial tools, hydraulic systems, and infrastructure solutions. As the founder of Gemini Powers Hydraulics, he has played a pivotal role in revolutionizing how industries approach lifting and automation with a strong focus on precision, safety, and efficiency. Beyond Gemini, Mr. Sethi also established Fagioli ESC India, an Indo-Italian joint venture that helped shape the heavy lifting and infrastructure equipment landscape in India. His track record in building globally relevant businesses and his commitment to operational excellence have made him a trusted name in the manufacturing and construction ecosystem. He brings a rare blend of technical depth, entrepreneurial insight, and decades of leadership, all of which are highly relevant for MSMEs striving to modernize and grow. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rajiv Sethi to the MSME Masterclass. Welcome to our Masterclass. We're pleased to have you today with us.
Thank you, Amrita. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much for the introduction too.
So, for our attendees, our topic for today is hydraulics for modern manufacturing setups. And my first question to you, sir, is what are the core benefits of integrating hydraulic systems in MSME scale manufacturing or construction units?
Okay, so let's talk about the evolution. The evolution of any mechanical work done was first human, then it went to machines, manual, and then hydraulics was invented. Okay, so what hydraulics does, it multiplies human effort. So anywhere where you need to compact something, you need to press something, you need to form something, you need to lift something, with hydraulics, you get a very high degree of productivity, precision, and safety, most important for MSMEs, without any massive capital investment. India is now bestowed with steel plants, which make the best quality of steel. We have very good hydraulic manufacturers over here. So MSMEs should come up and try and automate their processes with hydraulics is what I would encourage and urge them to do.
And sir, in your opinion, how do hydraulic solutions enhance productivity in processes involving steel handling and fabrication?
Well, that's a very good question that you've asked. Yes, these are some of the core industries. Wherever you think of anything heavy work to be done, and steel plants is definitely one place where a lot of heavy work is done. Also, the same steel then is transported and goes to fabrication sites, and it's either done at fabrication sites or is done in large factories. So what does hydraulic do over there? So hydraulic grips it first. You have contraptions, devices for gripping them. Then you can place it and then you bend it, then you cut it, all this consistently. So what we are doing with hydraulics, especially in steel handling and fabrication, is speeding up operations, reducing fatigue, and very importantly, ensuring dimensional accuracy. Hydraulics has the capability of doing that. We've got various and many examples, not only at my company, but so many other people who do this business, of where hydraulics has contributed immensely to steel handling and fabrication.
Got it. Now, sir, just to help our MSMEs understand this better, can you also tell us what are the most common hydraulic components that are used in construction equipments, and how can MSMEs maintain them efficiently?
Okay, so there are 4 or 5 components. One would be the hydraulic cylinder, the part that goes up and down. That's the hydraulic cylinder. Then that has to be powered by a pump, which is basically a reservoir of oil. Connecting them is the hose, and then there would be some filters, there would be some valves to regulate how much of oil goes in, when does it go in, when does it come out, etc. So these are the main components of hydraulics in most systems. So what is important for maintenance is regular fluid checks. Ensure that the quality of the fluid is as per what the pump requires. Like you're driving a car, you have to check whether it's petrol or diesel, and you put the right fuel in it. Same way for a pump. Whatever oil you see, you cannot just put into it. It contaminates, it spoils the performance. You keep on changing the filter, keep on checking the filter, and wherever there are leakages, you keep on inspecting that. I think these are the most common things that one should take care, and they should take care of normal maintenance.
Sir, can you also explain to us the difference between hydraulic and pneumatic systems in terms of energy efficiency and cost effectiveness?
Okay. Pneumatics also is a very, very vast field, and when clubbed together, both of them work tremendously well. And there are many systems which use a combination of both hydraulic versus pneumatic. But since your question is whether hydraulic is better or pneumatic is better, okay, I'll come from the hydraulic side. Because we use oil, we are capable, when I say we, hydraulics, we are capable of delivering very high force and great energy efficiency. Pneumatics requires air. You require lots of air. Sometimes that is not possible. And the amount of multiplication that you can do on the air is less powerful. And in the long term, hydraulics is much more cheaper and cost effective than pneumatics.
Got it. Now, so for steel-intensive applications like press machines or rolling operations, what hydraulic configurations are best suited according to you?
I think when that's the next level. What I told you, the basic cylinder, the hose, and the pump. The valves that you now need to have over here now are of a higher quality. So it's like you've done your let's say basic school in college, but then when you go to engineering college or you go to a graduation MBA or whatever, you need those kind of products on your hydraulic circuit, and they would usually be proportional valves or servo control systems which have an intelligent mind of themselves, and then they are able to do so many things together at one time or one after another. And what they bring to the table is precise, repeatable, and smooth motion. That's what happens.
Now, sir, can you help us understand how can hydraulic lifting systems reduce the need for large mechanical assemblies in space-constrained MSME plants, which generally happens in all the MSME plants?
Okay, I'll ask you a question. If I tell you, Amrita, right? Amrita, just indicate to me visually, how much is 5 tons? How much do you visualize 5 tons to be?
It's going to be huge.
No, use your hands and just tell me how huge or big. Oh, so much. Okay. I don't have it with me over here. But okay, yeah, I have my charger over here. Okay. This is my charger plug. Okay. It's a Samsung charger plug. I'm not endorsing Samsung over here, but we have hydraulic jacks which are the size of this plug, which are meant or can lift 5 tons, 5,000 kilograms. So that is the extent of how hydraulics, very good quality steel, very good quality oil, and very good quality sealing arrangements. Keep this down, and it can lift a 5-ton load with that. So hydraulics can do wonders. One has to start exploring them. So space constraint is actually something hydraulic technicians or hydraulic designers love, that within less space, how to deliver more.
That's amazing. So what role do compact hydraulic units play in modular and scalable plant designs?
Well, it's linked to the previous one. It's like a school bus and a car. So both transport kids from, let's say, home to school and vice versa or whatever. Hydraulics can do the same thing. You can have a stack of so many things which should look like a bus, and you would have compact units which would deliver. And with passing time and with higher technology, better quality of steel available, and better sealing properties available, it's the same thing. And of course, with very good quality valves, we can achieve almost anything in terms of getting it compact and making it modular. So you need X tonnage and or X force, basically force, and then you add another unit to it. I'm making it sound very simple, and within that compact space, you can make a modular design and go ahead. Hope
now,
that
if you can, yeah, that answers my question. Now, for the sake of our attendees, sir, if you can also help us understand what are the latest advancements in hydraulic technologies that MSMEs should be aware of?
Okay, so the most MSME companies that I visit or our team visits or we have seen would have the most basic form of a hydraulic device, which is a hydraulic press. So they need to compress something or hold something and pull something. So it's an H-shaped body on which there's a hydraulic cylinder, and you'll find it in almost every MSME company. Now, with the passing of years and with technology increasing, the first interface was electrical, then electronics, and then now IoT and variable speed drives or whatever, etc. So whatever the hydraulic pump, the valve or the device or the cylinder is doing can be controlled now with all or any or most of these together for the benefit of the, let's say, the MSME user. So if you're using a simple hydraulic system, which is just manual, you can make it proportional valve where your extent of manual interface reduces. You want to control 3 factories and the same machine at 3 factories and find out which is doing better, which is doing lesser, so and so. So get it upgraded to IoT. These are the things that can be done. And then, I think there's no end to it. And every day there is some new, let's say, improvement or increase in the way that we can harness hydraulic power.
So moving on, according to you, how can smart diagnostics and hydraulic systems help prevent unexpected downtimes?
Yes. Now that you've got CCTV cameras everywhere, you've got performance monitoring everywhere, etc. The 3 or 4 places, basically 3 places where you need monitoring in hydraulics is the pressure. So you need a constant pressure or whatever has been designed for that application. You need to monitor that pressure. So electronically, IoT, we can put sensors which keep on telling you that this pressure is being maintained. And if it's reducing or increasing, it sends a signal back to the control room or whoever else is monitoring. And you could have this nowadays on an app also. The second thing, which is a problematic area for hydraulics because we use oil and it's constantly being used, the temperature of the oil needs to be maintained and maintained and corrected if necessary, if it becomes overheated. So we've got devices like heat exchangers which then come into play. And the biggest enemy of hydraulics is contamination. So any foreign particle or element that gets into the oil will then contaminate the system, which will then contaminate the hose and then the valve and then the cylinder. And then that has a higher chance of failure. So these things that are early warnings, they should, the smart diagnostics really help, and you can flag the issues down.
According to you, what are the key signs of wear and tear in hydraulic components that operators must watch out for?
Very much like how it is for humans: unusual noise, jerky motion, fluid leakage, rising temperature. This is how hydraulics probably. I mean, I'm making it sound very simple, but yes, these are the common signs of wear and tear that happen in hydraulics.
Understood. Understood. So in steel processing plant, how can hydraulic equipments improve the workflow across, stages like cutting, rolling, or forming?
It's a very detailed question, which may not. I mean, my answer may not really suffice for that. It's more of synchronicity between all of this. So let's say that there's an input place where steel comes in whatever form, whether it's a sheet or it's a roll or it's a tube or it's a pipe or it's a flat, whichever way. There are systems and machines where it first goes and gets cut, which is again hydraulic. And then from there, there's a hydraulic device that lifts it up and takes it to the rolling and the forming. So I guess what hydraulic is doing over here is it's reducing idle time. It's reducing handling delays. That worker has not come, cutting wala aaya hai, bending wala nahi aaya hai, whatever. But if you have a system in place, and these are not very expensive nowadays, and MSMEs can invest into them very easily nowadays. And I've seen many of them do that. That's a very heartening sign.
We'll also explain to our attendees what maintenance practices can significantly increase the lifespan of hydraulic equipments.
Again, the human example, what do you do? How do you ensure that your lifespan is better, healthier, whatever else, etc.? You do regular checks, you go for exercises, you monitor your blood markers and stuff like that. Similar for hydraulics, it's oil sampling, replace filters and the proper filters at time. A lot of people, very sadly, what they do is, this filter company is charging me too much. It's 1,500 rupees a filter. I get something for 500 rupees. It fits the same, it looks the same, its color is the same or whatever. But somehow the company which is selling it for 500, and no disregard for them, the kind of filter elements that they have in that are not the ones which can take care, especially the higher grade your oil is, the higher grade your machine is, the higher your application is. Filters is something that should not be messed around with. And again, the same thing, keeping your work area clear, lesser dusty. It's not possible that it's not dusty, but keeping it clean at the end of every shift or during the shift, etc. These are things that commonly help increase the life of hydraulics.
So how important is fluid cleanliness in maintaining system health and performance?
It's like, again, it's the lifeblood. Fluids are the lifeblood. Anytime the fluid gets contaminated, what is the first thing that happens? It starts eroding the seal, making a small gap in the seal, and then the seal expands or whatever. And then you have a hydraulic malfunction. Also, it gets into valves, pumps. So again, the oil has to be kept really very clean, and the environment has to be as hermetically sealed if possible. Or if it's an open air, one should make sure that the environment is clean enough.
Now, sir, please tell our construction MSMEs, how can they use portable hydraulics tools and reduce manual labor on site?
Yeah, so again, the evolution was manual, then it became mechanical, then it became electrical, and now it's hydraulic and much more than that. So hydraulics, what it does is that, let's say you have a pipeline refinery, is something that we do at work, and you've got to maintain it. You've got hundreds of bolts that need to be opened. So the traditional way was to use a spanner and do that. Then came pneumatic tools. They're very bulky to do that. Hydraulic tools, they're very, very light. Most of them fit in the palm of your hand, and they deliver immense amount of force. We've seen a lot of MSMEs and SMEs started using that. They make big, heavy chemical reactors and stuff like that, etc. They need to test and seal it before they send it. So very, very small, these devices. And then the previous one that I told you about, the load tests that can be done with the hydraulic jacks, very small in size, very high pressure. Other places are like you need to cut wires, cables, etc. The traditional way was to do it with scissors or with other cutters, mechanical cutters or whatever. Hydraulics is very, very simple. It's just one single press, and now we've got battery operated hydraulic tools also. So what they're doing, minimizing manual strain, enabling safer, faster work at any construction site or even in your factory.
Now, so there are single acting and there are double acting hydraulic cylinders. Can you help our attendees understand what considerations should they make when selecting these?
I think now most of the times, most of the applications are double acting cylinders, most of the time. But there are certain applications which are either not high priority or not too much of time is required for that or whatever, because a single acting cylinder is cheaper also. So, and many of them you can be pulled down, or they actually come down with gravity after you've pushed it up. And then when the work is done, then you release the valve, it just comes down on its own. A double acting cylinder, when you want it to come down within a predefined period and again go up, that's where you need a double acting cylinder along with a faster pump and better valves. Yeah, that's, I think, the basic, like most common difference.
So let's discuss the challenges that MSMEs can face in sourcing quality hydraulic spares, and how can they overcome them?
Well, India is at a very, very advanced stage in hydraulics, and you've got some of the best, let's say, hydraulic companies available over here. Either they are locally Indian, or they have learned from European and American companies, or the European and American companies are over here and utilizing India as a manufacturing base, economical manufacturing base, and supplying to the Indian industry and also exporting from here. So your question was, have I answered your question or have I lost your question? Sorry.
Question was, sir, what are the challenges that MSMEs face in sourcing quality hydraulic spares? And how can
So what I'm saying is that what I wanted to say was, and I forgot the thread, all kinds of hydraulic systems, devices, pressures are available in the country. So I don't think that there are any challenges really if you go to the right company to get your problem or your solution addressed or your challenge addressed.
Understood. Now, so talking about industry certifications, what are the industry certifications that MSME should look for when selecting the hydraulic vendors that they want to opt for?
I think India embraced ISO many years ago. Not many of them use it very seriously, but I think the biggest advantage of embracing an ISO system is the traceability, so that you know where the steel has come from, where the oil has come from, who are the people who built it, etc. So I think one should look at credible and qualified companies and sources who have proven this and utilize these systems, so that there is a repeatability of performance of the product that they are investing in. Apart from that, there are many other hydraulic certifications, but again, they are specialized depending upon which area of work that you are in. But the most common is the ISO certification, and one should not just look at it as a stamp, also look if the company is following that and they have traceable records for whatever that they are producing.
So now everybody is talking about sustainability and energy saving practices across industries. Can you help our MSMEs understand how can hydraulic solutions be adapted for these practices in manufacturing?
It's a little thin line over here. It depends upon who the designer or the manufacturer of the thing is. I've seen that many of them, especially, are collaborating with the oil companies and coming up with biodegradable fluids. So the oil company is making a biodegradable fluid, and then they're giving it to the hydraulic cylinder or pump manufacturer, and they test it out whether it is working better against the earlier solution, and also it which satisfies the green norms. Yes, then yes, it's a very, very good move to do, because hydraulic oil can contaminate, or can also, it spills, it's not very easily recyclable, etc., etc. And there are hosts of companies which are doing recycling of hydraulic oil, which is something that everybody should be doing. The next place is energy efficient pumps. A lot of people are using energy efficient pumps, and which are again powered again by solar. And there are some regenerative circuits. I mean, little more complicated to understand, but mota, this is what it is about, how you can multiply the green effect and cut waste and reduce power consumption.
Now, sir, looking ahead, what trends in hydraulics should small and medium-sized enterprises and manufacturing companies prepare for staying competitive?
Yeah, like in human life, what's happening today is almost everything is app-based. Like you do something and a notification comes in, or do something and another thing comes in, and blah, 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 blah. So everybody wants that instant gratification. So hydraulics also can be monitored digitally, as I would say. So one would first encourage MSMEs to use hydraulics much more, connected hydraulics, and then have them digitally monitored so that they get the best output for that. Also ensure, and what's happening in the industry now is there are a lot of energy optimization systems available, what is commonly now called as Industry 4.0. So with that, a lot of hydraulic companies and systems are being integrated for that. I hope in the short time, this is the right answer for you. Happy to help anybody through you or your channel to either give them a solution from within our company, or point them in the right direction where they can get some useful information for their company, for the benefit of their company.
With that, we've come to the end of today's episode. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. It's an honor to have an industry stalwart like you talking about hydraulics to our attendees. Thank you.
Thank you, Amita, and thank your team for putting this together. Wish you a great day ahead, and I hope this benefits some people. Happy to help.
It will definitely, sir. For our MSMEs who are online, if you'd like to view the current episode, if you missed any part of the current episode, please go on YouTube, type GSW1 MSME, and you will find all the episodes uploaded there. Yes, sir.
I have one small message or large message for everybody within India and the manufacturing industry. Everybody says it's India's time. Let's all get together and become more productive and make it really India's time. This is the time where we can prove to not only to ourselves, our families, our companies, our country and other countries that India is a force to reckon with, an engineering force to reckon with, and hydraulics can definitely play a very major part in this. People like me, and there are hundreds of much more qualified other companies and people who can help MSMEs get their act together and move faster and make India's dream of Viksit Bharat, make it India, as soon as possible, every day.
Thank you so much for that note, sir. It really means a lot coming from you.
Bye, Amita. Thank you.
Bye-bye, sir. Bye-bye.